Exciting news! Greta Gerwig's Narnia project is a go, and with this, fourth part of Narnia, The Silver Chair, is also a go. We've got all the scoop on what's happening with production and what we know so far. And don't even think about leaving before we dive into how Gerwig's take on Narnia can steer clear of the mistakes made in the Disney versions. Plus, we'll chat about a clever casting move that actually enhanced the story in the books. Trust me, you won't want to miss out on this discussion. Acclaimed director Greta Gerwig is at the helm of a brand new reboot of the Chronicles of Narnia, and the excitement is palpable as this project starts gaining momentum. Drawing from C.S. Lewis's beloved series of novels, the Chronicles of Narnia whisks us away to a realm brimming with magic and awe, weaving a grand tale of conflict and unity within the kingdom. While the novels first captivated readers in the 1950s, it wasn't until 2005's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe that Lewis's fantastical world leaped onto the silver screen, enchanting audiences for the very first time. After the initial success of the Chronicles of Narnia, akin to other iconic YA series like Harry Potter, the subsequent sequels didn't quite hit the mark and unfortunately led to the demise of the franchise before it could truly take flight. Despite the setbacks of past adaptations, Netflix has swooped in, snagging the rights to these timeless tales and is determined to steer clear of past pitfalls. One major shift involves bringing on board top-notch talent, and Greta Gerwig finds herself in the spotlight, poised to extend her impressive winning streak in the world of cinema. Netflix's Chronicles of Narnia reboot is in excellent hands, thanks to the leadership of Greta Gerwig. The latest buzz reveals exciting news about the production timeline, signaling Netflix's strong commitment to realizing C.S. Lewis's vision on a grand scale. While many details of the project remain shrouded in secrecy, the recent announcement unveils the filming schedule for Gerwig's Narnia venture. Set to commence in August 2024, the production is slated to span an impressive 7 months. Of course, with a project of this magnitude, schedules may fluctuate, but this early confirmation underscores Netflix's dedication to honoring Lewis's enchanting world in the most spectacular way possible. But despite the lack of information, worry not, it's official. Netflix's Chronicles of Narnia is happening. While details like casting and release dates are still under wraps, the project has been confirmed. Greta Gerwig's involvement dates back to mid-2023, but Netflix's journey with Narnia began way back in 2018 when they acquired the rights. Despite a relatively quiet period following the acquisition, Netflix's ambitions for Narnia became clearer with Gerwig's attachment. As for the long-term plan, Gerwig is set to direct the first 2 films, leaving the door wide open for potential adaptations of the remaining 5 novels in the series. The Chronicles of Narnia production is well underway, if everything goes according to plan. The first film is slated to begin shooting in August 2024 and continue until March 2025, as announced in April 2024. This hints at a potential release in late 2025, although Netflix hasn't disclosed their exact plans yet. Given the scale of the franchise, filming back-to-back could speed up the process, but until more information emerges, the release date remains a mystery. Now, let's discuss how Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia reboot can avoid the Disney movie's biggest mistake. To avoid the biggest mistake of Disney's Narnia movies, Gerwig's reboot should steer clear of trying to emulate The Lord of the Rings. While Peter Jackson's epic trilogy set a high bar for fantasy films, it's essential to recognize that the Chronicles of Narnia tells a different kind of story. Unlike LOTR's focus on war and epic battles, Narnia's narrative is more nuanced, with themes of magic, adventure, and personal growth taking center stage. While battles do occur in Narnia, they serve a different purpose than in LOTR, and Gerwig's adaptation should prioritize staying true to the essence of Lewis's beloved tales, rather than trying to mimic the success of another franchise. Sticking close to the source material tends to yield better results in fantasy projects. While 2005's The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe did include a significant war sequence inspired by C.S. Lewis's text, it's crucial to recognize that Narnia's essence lies in its folk-tale-like narrative and cozy atmosphere. The addition of extra action sequences by Disney, though perhaps intended for broader appeal, strayed from the heart of Lewis's stories. Fantasy tales thrive when they honor their origins, as the original stories have already proven their effectiveness and resonance with audiences. Hobbit made the same mistake. It's true that both The Hobbit and The Chronicles of Narnia are enchanting tales meant for younger audiences, rooted in the tradition of folklore and adventure. Unfortunately, the Disney adaptations of Narnia fell into a similar trap as the Hobbit trilogy, where the essence of the original stories was overshadowed by attempts to replicate the success of grand epics like The Lord of the Rings. The decision to stretch The Hobbit into a trilogy led to the inclusion of unnecessary filler, deviating from the charming simplicity of the source material. While fantasy adaptations don't need to adhere strictly to every detail of their source material, they must capture the essence and spirit that made the stories beloved in the first place. Let's hope that Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia will learn from these past mistakes and stay true to the heart and soul of C.S. Lewis's magical world. With that, let's chat about a neat trick Greta Gerwig's Chronicles of Narnia movies could borrow from the books. Instead of sticking strictly to the ages of the child characters, like the Pevensie siblings, Gerwig should consider aging them up just a tad. While it's essential for the Pevensies to remain kids, adding a few extra years could make Gerwig's Narnia feel more relatable and welcoming to audiences. The Disney Narnia movies from the 2000s employed a clever casting trick by slightly aging up the main characters. By making the Pevensie children a bit older than their book counterparts, the films could appeal to a wider range of moviegoers. While it's important for them to remain kids, a subtle adjustment of 1 to 3 years, especially for characters like Peter and Susan, establishes a maturity level that resonates better with older audiences. For instance, Peter is 13 in the first book, but 17 in the film adaptation. These minor changes maintain the core family dynamics while making the material more accessible. Yet, if the characters were portrayed at their book-accurate ages, Greta Gerwig would be among the few directors capable of handling it skillfully. Adjusting the ages of the Pevensie children in the Disney Narnia movies enhances their believability and appeal to a wider audience, considering how quickly they dive into the adventures of Narnia. While the books exude a magical fairy tale charm, it's more challenging to depict a 13-year-old confidently wielding a sword in battle compared to a 17-year-old on screen. The Game of Thrones effectively executed this strategy by aging up characters like the Stark children and Daenerys to better suit the television medium. However, if Greta Gerwig were to stick to the book-accurate ages, she'd be among the select few directors capable of pulling it off convincingly. Greta Gerwig's take on the Chronicles of Narnia could inject new life into the fantasy genre, setting it apart from recent adaptations. However, the biggest hurdle she faces lies in casting the Pevensie children. While the actors in the Disney Narnia movies weren't necessarily bad, there's a sense that with the right casting, they could have brought even more depth to their characters. As casting for Gerwig's Narnia project hasn't been announced yet, there's speculation that relatively unknown actors will be chosen to portray the 4 children. This departure from Gerwig's usual reliance on established stars like Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan marks a risk, but it could also prove to be the most rewarding aspect of the film. Well, that's it for today. What are your thoughts on the casting decisions for the Pevensie children? Do you think aging them up slightly could enhance the storytelling, or should the film stick closer to the book-accurate ages? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all things Narnia. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you at the next one.